Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and there's been a lot of quality of life and stuff like that that has been teased for the upcoming Necropolis League. So I wanted to make a video going over them and looking at the videos and then talking about it a little bit, as well as maybe giving some suggestions of things that I would like to see in the game. First off, this is about the Pantheon system.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile.
Hi, Mark.
When you upgrade a Pantheon power with a Divine Vessel, you will now get to keep that upgrade on all characters across the league. Each character will still need to defeat the gods to unlock the base Pantheon powers, but the upgrades will only need to be acquired once per league.
Some people might be thinking, what about things like immune to poison? That would break some builds. Does that break your account? They've since said that there will be a toggle for the sub powers. So if you don't want the immune to poison on a character, you can just toggle that off. So they have thought of that too. I'm pretty happy with that. It's a really good change, and from what it looked like, you will get the powers activated after killing Catalva. So that's pretty good. Honestly, just an all-around big W. I actually always thought that was kind of annoying. I even when Pantheons came out, thought it was a bit of a not really worth thing to have in the game and kind of annoying, but they're fine.
I'm Mark Roberts,
Hi, Mark.
Game Director. Today we've got a handy new shortcut for you when trading with other players. By holding down Control and Shift, you can click a stackable item to move all copies of it in your inventory straight into the trade window. This should make life easier when exchanging vast amounts of currency items. Thanks for trade, and stay safe, Exiles.
Can you imagine coming back to the game? Because like this happens to a lot of people, and like there's some people that will come back to the game and like they don't know that they don't need Uber trials anymore, right? We get like 1 or 2 of those every league. And they're like, "Sis, I can't get my last trial. Do you have any tips?" And I'm like, "You don't need any trials, my friend." And this, you're gonna be playing the game, trading somebody, and suddenly they put in like all the chaos orbs, and you're gonna be like, "This guy is cheating." This guy is cheating. Very good change though. So nice.
I'm Mark Roberts.
Hi, Mark.
If you're the kind of player that uses a lot of socket-altering currency to craft your items, this one's for you. When applying some currency items like Orbs of Fusing or Jeweler's Orbs, you will now be able to constantly use those orbs without having to repeatedly click your mouse, or the equivalent on controller. As long as you hold down Control and left click, you will use orbs until you run out or until the goal is achieved. Meaning that Jeweler's Orbs can be held down on an item until it achieves maximum sockets, or Orbs of Fusing can be held down until it achieves maximum links.
Is that fast enough?
That Jeweler's Orbs can be held down on...
It's not too bad. It's not too slow. It's fast enough that I don't feel the need to click myself. It's great. I'm happy. I'm happy. That's a great change.
I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile.
Hi, Mark.
We have a short and sweet update for you today. The Breach Hand
I haven't
chests
seen this.
spawned during Breach encounters have always been very annoying to click on in the heat of battle. In 3.24, we will be changing them to no...
Yo, how based for a developer to just say that. I do like that. I appreciate that a lot. They're just like, this was annoying, so we made it better.
...longer require clicking to open. Just run near them, and they'll open automatically.
Very nice. Huge. Just wonderful.
I'm Mark Roberts,
I haven't watched this
Game
one.
Director on Path of Exile. In 3.24, the Masters, Alva of Incursion, Nico of Delve, Einhar of Bestiary, and Jun of Betrayal will no longer be mutually exclusive and can appear in the same map.
Hi, Mark.
Speaking of Betrayal, we're making the following changes. The Ashling reward of
remove
a random modifier, replacing it with the Veiled modifier instead, has been moved to the function of the Veiled Chaos
So nice.
and has been removed from safe houses. Veiled Chaos Orbs will now exclusively drop from Katarina. This makes the orb more powerful, but also allows for full trading of this craft between players and a more clear path to target farming this orb by maximizing your Katarina kills.
Okay, what's the drop rate gonna be here? I really hope it's gonna be like 40%. I hope it's anywhere below 20%. Honestly, I don't think it would be a bad thing if it was 100%, but I think that is super copium.
Your flasks can now be corrupted by Valor
Same amount of armor.
orbs, which will add a...
Right, so one of the big changes is that Ruby Flask is now +5 max fire res. This is a very big nerf to builds that are already getting 90% max fire res. It is also a nerf for lore weave builds. But it is a buff for builds that were not getting that. So that is a Pathfinder nerf. I also do not like the Vol Orb change to flasks unless I do like the change if the beast that gives 30 quality works on flasks. That gives that beast a lot of value, and then I'm completely okay with it. I hope they have made the beast work on flasks. If not, I think it's quite stupid.
The craft that upgrades an amulet to a talisman has instead been moved to Bestiary League. Since the captured monsters in Bestiary can be traded, you can now trade for the amulet craft at your leisure.
See, that is also a pretty big nerf, because before we got to choose, do you want tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3? But now it's just going to be random. So both of those two last changes are quite bad. I pretty much would always just do tier 2, sometimes tier 3, never tier 1. But I do think that's quite bad. Now, for those that have missed it, there is one more change too. That they haven't made a video about. Neon messaged me during the podcast because he was watching my podcast with Jonathan, and he said, "Ignore me for now. I have just changed the cycling damage reduction rare modifier, so it will not result in any immunities. This will be in 3.25. Sorry, 3.24. It will work effectively like Elemental Equilibrium, so it'll have plus resist for the last damage type it took, and thus it's capped by resistances. But things like pen and curses will resist it, making it a lot easier to deal with. I was listening to your question earlier, and I just decided to fix it. So that is in this coming patch on the 28th, 324. And I was okay to share that. So that's really cool. You're welcome. People have been asking a lot for an in-game loot filter instead of having Filter Blade. I have a hot take on this. What an absolute waste of dev time for something that we already have a really good, fully working tool on. What an absolute waste of dev time. Like, that would take them so much time to do. Like, I don't understand people's, like, aversion to using a third-party website, like a website. There's no reason to have that in-game, in my opinion. Path of Exile's filter system is way too complex to be in-game. It would be such a waste of time.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts.
Hi, Mark.
Notice something different about this Harvest UI? In 324, we're
This is
changing
so
the
big.
screen to have the item hover always visible as you craft. This prevents the frustration of mousing back and forth hundreds of times as you refine your items.
Now, this is such a boon to us as a player base by the fact that, like, so many of their devs actively play the game. That's part of why we get these changes. Because, you know, like, when they see complaints, they're like, you know what, that is annoying. That is annoying. Let's change it. Let's make it better. Like, because they'll listen to the players complaining and they'll be like, you know what, they're right. That is really annoying. We should change that. For those that don't know, Mark especially, and there are several GGG employees that do play a lot and even race in competitions and stuff. But Mark used to be one of the people that would push first level 100 and would actually play with ETUP. So he would actually, while working at GGG, he would be one of the people in ETUP's group until the player base started complaining about it, sadly, which I think is really, really bad. I think it's an all-out positive that he was playing with the community, but then so many people started complaining about that he stopped, which I think is really sad, personally. I think that's an all-around good thing. Obviously, people were complaining like that Neon could have advantages and knowing things that other people couldn't, but I think the benefits far outweigh that. Not necessarily not a valid complaint, but definitely prefer that the devs playing with streamers and playing with people and actively participating in the community, I think is such a big thing. Automatically open doors, that would be great. And 2-factor authentication. Oh, and a map filter, like a loot filter, but for map mods. I would love that. Imagine if I could have like a bright red thing on Reflect. But yeah, that's pretty much all. I just wanted to go over the quality of life. Remember that the league is starting on the 28th, 29th, whatever the Friday is of March. So it's starting pretty soon. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. There's going to be a lot more YouTube content soon. And I will have build guides as normal. And I am going to LA tomorrow to play Path of Exile 2 and interview Chronic Games, Jonathan. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys are enjoying all the YouTube videos. Thanks for watching. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.